Chapter 7. I don't get it. Joshi said as Dink handed Lucy Rose the cookie. Lucy Rose took a bite. Thanks, Dink. Joshi, I think my message will persuade Penelope going to see Earth. She explained it. But what's the information we have? Joshi said. Joshi asked. We think of something. Lucy Rose said, let's go. She turned around and yelled into the house, bye, Mom. I'm taking off with the guys. The kids walked to Main Street and took a bus to Hartford. They shared, they shared a seat towards the rear. Well, one thing we can do is describe the hairy hot dog guy, Joshi said. If he was the chief, she might remember him. And I can describe the woman sitting in front of me. Nick said. They both had autographs books and they were both in a big hurry. The birds read them off not far from Buswell Park. The hotel is on the other side. Buswell said they cut through the park passing by the carousel. The circus music was playing and a few kids were sitting on the mount. Want to go for a ride, Dink? Joshi teased. No, but you can, Dink said. Or are you afraid to do it alone? I'm not afraid of anything, Joshi said. Guys, there's the hotel, Miss Rose said, and pointed across the street. They were standing near the stage. The chair was gone, but the step up to the stage were still in place. Let's check it out, Dink said. They walked to the stage passing the first aid tent. Dink peeked inside. It was empty except for the two chairs and the sign about sunstroke. Joshi climbed up on the stage and gazed out, out at an imaginary audience. Maybe I will become a rock star, he said. Thousands of people will want my autograph. Rose was studying the ground around the stage step. Penelope would have come down the step to sign autograph. Grabs, she said, the chief was probably standing right here, waiting for his turn. Or her turn, Dink reminded Rosa. Or her. Rosa agreed. She bent over and picked up a small plastic container. I think this held film for a camera. She said, I wonder if it's a clue. Nick picked up a pair of smashed sunglasses. Come help us, Sachi. Nick yelled up at Joshi. For what? Joshi asked. Sitting on the edge of the stage. Clue! Bruce Rose said. She held up a dollar bill. Look, what I just found. Joshi was on the ground in a flashy. After searching for 5 minutes, they had a small pile. The broken sunglasses, the empty film container, a pencil, $1, one penny, 10 ticket stop, 7 platinum penguin mask, and about 100 candy wafer. They threw the mask, stuff, and wafer into a trash bin. Rose put the other stuff in her pocket as they walked toward the hotel. The trailer was gone. What if Penelope isn't even here? Dingus asked. If she cancelled her concert, maybe she went home wherever that is. I never thought of that. Rose said, we will know in a minute. The kids walked into the hotel lobby and up to a long reception counter. Two clerks were standing behind the counter. One was talking on the telephone, so Rose approached the other one. Excuse me, is Penelope Green still staying here? She asked. The woman looked at Rose. And you are? I'm Rose Houseway, she said. Penelope Green sent me this signed picture. Then she turned it over so the woman was could read the back. We were there when it happened. We were there we were there when it happened. We were there when it happened. Rose said, I think Miss Queen would like to hear what we have to say. The clerk picked up a telephone and dialed a number. Hello, there are some children in the lobby asking to see Miss Gwyn. They say they have information about the theft of her diamond. Yes, thank you. The clerk hung up the telephone. Room 1200 on the 12th floor, she said. Elevator to your right. The found and got on one. Josie pushed the button for 12 and they were whisked upward. When the elevator door opened, a man was waiting for them. It was the same man Dink had been escorting Miss Queen to the stage. He did not look happy to see them. I'm Miss Queen's manager, the man said. He glared down at the kids with pierced, eager eyes. What do you have? His arms were across over his broad chest. Rose started to say. He had really hairy knuckles, so she added, and he rapped with his cut during intermission. Dink said, not long after your necklace got stolen. Penelope shook her head strangely. No. I skipped one page. Mhm. We saw two people. No. Is it correct? I don't know. Sometimes it's on the page twice. We saw two people who acted weird. Think said, we think one of them might be the thief. Penelope Green walked up behind the man. Thanks, Hans, she said. Up close, Penelope Green didn't look like a famous rock singer. She was very sweet and sweat. and her hair was in a ponytail. Come inside, Penelope said. She walked into the chute and the kids followed, with Hans right behind them. They were in a large room with a view of Bushnell Park. Have a seat, please, Penelope said. The kids sat together on a white sofa. Hans disappeared through a door. Now tell me more about these two weird people. Penelope said. She sat in a white chair opposite the kid. Think this script prank. The man who sold them hot dog. He had an autograph book. Graph book. Tinker said. He told us he had to get you to sign it for his daughter. I don't remember him, Penelope said. He had really hairy knuckle. Josh did, and he left with his cart during intermission. Dink said, not long after your necklace got stolen. Penelope shook her head. Strangely, he'd sell a lot of hot dog during intermission. Still, I don't recall anyone like that asking for an autograph. And the other one, it was a tall woman with a yellow, crinkly, crinkly, crinkly hair. Think said she had an autograph graph book too. As soon as you stopped to intermission, she had it right for the Stacy. Later, I saw her arguing with the police officer. Penelope walked over to a small table and pulled open its drawer. Did either of the autograph books look like this one? She asked. Chapter 8. She had the autograph graph book so the kids could see it. The chief was in such a hurry to get away that she left me holding this. She said. Penelope Quinn handed the book to Rose. It was square and the word autograph had been stamped in gold on the dark red cover. I don't remember the other two autograph books very well. Think that they were pale like this one with dark covers, I think. Miss Rose studied the book in her hand. I wonder if the police could get the thief's fingerprint from this. She said. I asked about that, but he was wearing gloves. Penelope said, a guy at the hot dog cart wear gloves when he served us. So she said, Penelope shrugged. Anyone could slip on a pair of gloves. She said, could the thief be a woman? Miss Rose asked. She could have worn gloves to disguise, her hand. I suppose it's possible, Penelope said. Everyone was wearing penguin masks, so I didn't really look at Pace. Penelope sight. As she sat down, anyone could have grabbed my pendant. As soon as I realized it, realized it, what had happened, I started screaming. She said, but by then the thief had disappeared in the crowd. Later, I stood by the gate with the officer, but I wasn't able to recognize him or her. Rose flipped through the page. There were a lot of signage, sign, signature, signature in the book. The last name wasn't complete. I was signing the page when he grabbed my necklace. Penelope said, Rose started to hand the book back. No, I really don't the see, want the thing. Penelope said to me a paper and drop it in the first trash can you come to. Penelope stood up. I appreciate you coming to see me, she said. She noticed pictures Rose had brought with her. You boys want one of those? She asked, smiling for the first time. Sure! Joshi guessed it. I'm a huge fan. 휴지 왜 먹으려면 휴지편이란가요? 페널로페 signed two more pictures and gave them to Dink and Joshi. The kids thanked her and left. There was a trash can outside the hotel. Are you gonna throw the book away? Dink asked Rose. No way, she said. They sat on a bench and waited for the next bus to Green Run. Lucy Rose was reading signature when Dink poked her and Joshi. Look, who's coming this way? Penelope Queen's manager was barreling toward them, wearing wet around the sunglasses. As he met it down the sidewalk, he kept turning his head, checking both sides of the street. Is he after us? Is he after us? 우리 뒤에 쫓아오는 건가? Joshi whispered. I don't think he sees us. Rose said. Suddenly Hans stopped in front of us toward the window. He peered through the glass, then opened the door and disappeared inside. A sign on the window said, "Year old jewelry shop. We buy and sell unusual items." Oh my gosh! Rose said, maybe Penelope's manager is the ship. He could be in there selling the penguin right now. Mm. He'd have to be pretty dumb to sell the thing on the same street where he just stole it, Pink said. Or maybe he's pretty smart. Joshi said he could be selling it here because no one would accept him to do that. I wondered why Hans didn't start the ship. Wasn't he standing at the bottom of the stage step? That's a good question, Rose said. Should we follow him into the shop? I don't think so, Dick said. If he went in there to sell the pendant, he will stop when we see Earth's work in. Plus, then he will know we suspect him. So what should we do? Asked Joshi. I don't know, Dink said. We can't accuse Hans just because he walked into a jewelry store. And we can't accuse that woman I saw and Frank the hot dog man. The chef was wearing a mask and didn't leave any clue behind. Just this. Lucy Rose said as their bus came along. She held up the red autograph book. A half hour later, the kids were back in Dink's room. While Dink had Loretta, Ruth Rose read the rest of the page in the autograph book. Josh was prowling in things, looking for candy. Hey, what's this? He asked, holding up things Sobiner X-ray. Sobiner X-ray. This is one of the X-ray the doctor took yesterday. Mm-hmm. Think said. Why does it have this big X-ray over it? Asked Josh. Think explained that X-ray was blurred because of the bandage. He took a second X-ray with the bandage off. Guys, look at this! Bruce Rose suddenly exclaimed. He had the autograph book opened inside the back cover. Listen to Georgie from and to Alba Horst, Alba Horst Christmas, 1918. The second name is Georgie. Georgie asked. He was holding Dink's X-ray up the window. Well, now we know it wasn't the hot dog man. Dink said his name is Frank. Does how do you know that? Asked Joshi. Because Frank was stitched over the pocket of his jacket, Joshi. Dink replied. But Georgie could have been wearing Frank's jacket while he stole the necklace. Joshi exclaimed, Joshi is right. Rose said, or this book could belong to the dead woman Dink. Georgie could be a woman's name. Yuck! Mm, it comes off, Joshi said. Dink looked up to see Joshi rubbing something red on the X-ray. Joshi, what are you doing? Dink asked. Don't ruin the X-ray. I'm not ruining it, Joshi said. This red marker stuff is coming off on my finger. Joshi used his t-shirts to whip away the rest of the red X. Look at this, he said, where the two lines of the X head across each other. Think Joshi and Rose couldn't now see a funny shape. It looked like a fuzzy egg or a pear. What is it? What is it? Rose asked. I don't know, Tink said. But whatever it is, the doctor covered it up with that big axe. Chapter 9. The kids held the X-ray up to Dink's window and examined the weird shape from all angles. Rose traced it around the shape with her finger. It looks kind of familiar. Oh my gosh! She yelled. Dink, go get the morning newspaper. Dink raced out of the bedroom and was back half a minute later with the paper. Rose behind the picture of the Penelope Queen and the drawing of the stolen pendant. If I'm right, Lucy Rose had the drawing of the pendant to the glass of Dink's window. Then she placed the X-ray on top of the newspaper page. The funny shape they had been trying to identify fit over the pendant. 어쩌라고? 병원 갈래? 뭐 어쨌는데 부딪혔어? 안 부딪혔는데 거기가 아플 이유가 없잖아. 나중에 보면 안 돼. 엄마 이거 읽던 거 맞아 읽고. 되게 급하니? The drawing was a small bigger than the shape on the X-ray, but they were the same. The blue shape is a penguin. Rose shouted. It's exactly like Penelope Queen's. I don't get it. Tink said. How could Penelope's pendant be on this X-ray? Joshi looked at him. You tell us. He said, it's your arm in the X-ray. Think, what happened in the first aid tent? Rose asked, what did the doctor do? Think thought back to yesterday morning. He wrapped my arm, then he took me to the... No, wait. Oh, wait a minute. While he was putting the bandage on my arm, he made me read a sign taped to the tent wall. He said, Tink looked at Joshi and Rose. He said he wanted me to read to make sure I didn't have a concussion. Tink went on, but I think the doctor stole the pendant. He hid it inside the bandage and made me read so I wouldn't see. him do it. But why would him put in inside your bandage? Josh asked. I know, Rush Rose, Russ Rose said. He knew the cops might be searching people, so he hid it on you. He read you sneak the pendant out of the park for him. Dink nodded, feeling his heart relaxing. Then, when he got me to the X-ray office, he unwrapped the bandage, took the pendant out. But didn't you see him do that? Josh asked. Dink shook his head. I saw dump. Ah, he said. He had me read another sign while he was taking the bandage off. I wasn't looking at my arm. So the thief wasn't the hot dog guy, Joshi said, or that woman, or Big Hans. It was your doctor. How do we find him? Lucy Rose asked. His name is Dr. Fleming, Dink said, remembering the name tag. George Fleming, Joshi said, looking at the autograph book. Let's call Ford Hospital. Ruth Rose suggested. How many Dr. George Fleming could there possibly be? They ran to the telephone in the hallway. Ruth Rose got the number for the hospital and dialed. There was no Dr. George Fleming on their staff. No Georgette or Georgina or Georgia either. No G Fleming at all. But there was Dr. Richard Fleming. May I speak to him? Rose asked. A minute later, she was taken to Dr. Richard Fleming. She asked him two questions. Was he working in the first aid tent in Bosnell Park yesterday? Did he know anyone named George Fleming? Lucy Rose hang up. He was home with a cold yesterday, she said, and he's never heard of George Fleming. Great, said Dink. So, how do we find the Dr. Fleming who was in the tent yesterday? Dr. Richard Fleming told me something else. Lucy Rose said with a little gleam on her face. Someone stole his white jacket yesterday, right out of his office. Think as Joshi just stared at her with his name tag on it. Miss Rose added, so if the guy in the tent wasn't Dr. Fleming, who was he? Dink asked. He was Georgie, the sheep. Joshi said. But he knew Dr. Stop, Dink said. He took me to the hospital and x-rayed my arm. Maybe he is a doctor, just not Dr. Fleming. Ruth Rose suggested. Then why would he need to steal some other doctor's jacket and name tag? Dink asked. If he knew he was gonna snatch that diamond, Joshi said, he wouldn't where his one name. Think nodded. That make sense. But passport was given a phone number for a host. He told them. Josh asked. George's aunt supplied his name and address, and Josh hung up. His name is Josh. George Sheridan and Roseroads, Laurel Street in Husport. Chapter 10. We can't just show up at the guy's house. He wanted for the telephone 20 minutes later. Also, Riddle called to the hospital shift